Thank you very much. To kind of continue on the theme of our good friend from North Carolina, apparently today or yesterday, the countries of Ireland, Spain, and Norway recognized a Palestinian state. Here's my question. Who's in charge of the state? Who's running the place? And what are its boundaries? Did you recognize Hamas being in charge of Gaza? Do you want to keep the PA as we know it now in the West Bank as old and corrupt? What did you recognize? These are allies, but they need to hear from a friend what you did is reprehensible. You're rewarding terrorism. On October the 7th, Hamas attacked the state of Israel and murdered 1,200 innocent people, put babies in ovens, raped women, set people on fire, and recorded it all. And your response is to create a Palestinian state? You're rewarding terrorism. The way a Palestinian state will be created, if ever, is through direct negotiations between the state of Israel and Palestinians, not a unilateral recognition of a Palestinian state after the largest terrorist attack against the Jewish people since the Holocaust. To my friends in Ireland, Spain, and Norway, what you did was reward Hamas. Here's the message you're sending. Kill Jews and you'll get a reward. Again, tell me about the state you just recognized. Who is in charge and what are the boundaries? You can't answer those questions, but you went ahead and recognized the Palestinian state for political reasons. The world is turned upside down. And Madam President, you've been a stalwart defender of Israel, and we appreciate it. Here's what I would say. After October the 7th, Hamas is engaged in using the Palestinian people as human shields at a level I haven't seen in warfare. And the response is to punish Israel, who is in a no-win situation. The battalions have to be destroyed. The tunnels are underground. Why do you need a 2,000-pound bomb? Because they're underground tunnels that only a major bomb will be able to destroy. When it comes to civilian infrastructure, the destruction of it has been in large part because Hamas has used schools, mosques, and hospitals as military sites, putting all that infrastructure in place in jeopardy by militarizing it. On top of all that, the International Criminal Court has decided to issue an arrest warrant for the Prime Minister of Israel and the Defense Minister of Israel, as well as Hamas leaders. Boy, is the world turned upside down. To consider Israel like Russia, Putin's had an arrest warrant issued because there's no rule of law in Russia. People fall out of windows who are opposition leaders. People get poisoned. There is no rule of law in Russia. There is a robust legal system in Israel. It's probably the pride of the world. The most independent judiciary maybe on the planet lives and resides in Israel. So Israel's not Russia, and the Prime Minister and the Defense Minister of Israel are not Hamas. But in the ICC world, they're all the same. That's despicable. Here's what's happened. Apparently, a lot of legal experts, some well-known, famous people, advised the ICC that Israel needed to be charged, the state of Israel, the Prime Minister, and the Defense Minister, they're legal experts under international law. I would not pay these people 5 cents, given my understanding of the Rome Statute. I, along with 7 members, 4 Republicans and 4 Democrats, engaged the ICC weeks ago, arguing that for you to bring a charge against the state of Israel, you would have to believe that the judiciary in Israel is not independent and Israel's not acting in good faith, they're acting in bad faith when it comes to allegations against Israeli forces and policies of Israel. It's called complementarity. Israel is not a member of the ICC, nor are we. In 2015, the ICC recognized the Palestinians as a state for ICC purposes, even though they're not recognized by the UN. Why they did that, I don't know. But they took over jurisdiction of this conflict. And where do we lie now? May 20th, a couple of days ago, a representative of the ICC was supposed to land in Israel to set up a meeting between legal officials, government officials of the state of Israel, and the prosecutor Khan next week. The group that I was involved in urged the ICC to sit down and talk with Israel, called complementarity. Under the Rome Statute, the ICC cannot act if the nation in question, unless the nation in question is unable or unwilling to proceed with an investigation, or if the investigation is conducted in bad faith. There is no way you could find Israel is not acting in good faith when they were willing to meet you 2 days ago. So here's what happened. We were misled and lied to by the ICC. This group thinks they have jurisdiction of the entire world. They're going to roam the globe and right wrongs. They're created to deal with voids where there is no rule of law, or rogue states like Russia where the rule of law has been destroyed, not come and second-guess robust democracies like Israel, the United States. They threatened to come after our soldiers in Afghanistan years ago, and Senator Ernst, who is a member of the United States Army serving abroad, we objected to high heaven. We have a very robust military legal system. We have a very independent judiciary. Israel has the most independent judiciary on the planet. So they canceled the meeting. Israel called and said, "When will you get here?" The man in question for the ICC says, "I've been told I can't come." And Israel heard about the arrest warrant on CNN. They had pre-recorded this interview Mr. Khan had with a CNN reporter before the meeting. Senator Cardin has been awesome on this. We're trying to get Israel to engage with the ICC, listen to their complaints, and see if we can move forward. They acted in bad faith. A meeting was set up, the man did not attend, and before Israel knew anything, they heard it on CNN. So I am hoping that we can come together, and I want to applaud President Biden, Secretary of State Blinken, and Jake Sullivan for issuing strong statements condemning the actions of the ICC against the state of Israel. Now it is time to impose sanctions, not only to help our ally, but also to help ourselves. I want everybody to know, if you deal with the ICC in this sham trial against Israel, you will never come to this country. Your visa will be revoked, and if you have assets here, they will be lost. You have to pick what I think is an abuse of the rule of law over doing business with America. And if we don't do that as a body, we are next. I have tried for months to find a way forward with my colleagues who have been terrific, trying to find a way for Saudi and Israel to recognize each other, come up with a better deal for the Palestinians, to end this conflict in a permanent way. In the middle of this sensitive moment, the ICC, in a very deceptive way, brings charges against the Prime Minister of Israel and the Defense Minister, who is in a fight for their lives. They're surrounded by Hezbollah, Hamas, and Iran. Where was the ICC when the Iranians drug the young girl off the bus and beat her to death? Where that in North Korea? They pick Israel, a nation with one of the most robust independent legal systems on the planet. They lied to 8 United States senators, and they cannot get away with this. If you let them get away with this, then you're going to regret it. So I look forward to working with Republicans and Democrats and the administration to send a clear signal. We're not going to sit on the sidelines while the rule of law is politicized, turned upside down to the detriment of our allies and our own nation. With that, I yield.